There comes a moment in every man's life when the noise of the world becomes too loud, when the weight of disappointment sits heavier than the hope in his chest. You've tried, you've built, you've loved, and yet you still feel like something's missing, like time is running out. Let me tell you, you're not wrong. Something is happening, not just in your life, not just in your heart, but in the heavens. The final signs are not just prophecies in ancient scrolls anymore. They're headlines. They're whispers in your soul. And the last sign, it just appeared. You see, we are the generation spoken of by the prophets. The one that would see Israel reborn. The one that would see morality collapse. The one that would be distracted by pleasure and blind to purpose. The one that would be here right before the trumpet sounds. But you, brother, you're not just some statistic in a crumbling society. You are a chosen one, a warrior walking through the valley of shadows with the call of eternity ringing in your ears. The rapture is not some myth. It's the divine evacuation of the faithful before judgment rains down. And God isn't just calling the pastors, the polished, the perfect. He's calling you, the broken, the angry, the searching, the one society forgot. He's saying, get ready. Set yourself apart. Watch the signs. I am coming quickly. So if you're tired of living like you were born for nothing, then listen closely. Because this might be your last warning, your last chance to answer the call. My friend, let me tell you something that this world won't. The final trumpet, it's closer than you think. We're not talking about some far-off mystical event wrapped in ancient myth. No. We're talking about something real, concrete, a moment that will split history in two, a sound that will shake the very foundations of heaven and earth. And you feel it, don't you? Deep in your soul, something is stirring, a sense that things aren't just getting chaotic, they're aligning. It's not random, it's prophetic. The wars, the plagues, the shaking of economies, the crumbling of culture, the rise of confusion where truth used to stand. These aren't just headlines, they're harbingers. And the trumpet, it's not waiting for a peaceful day. It sounds in the storm. You see, the Bible never told us the world would get better before the return of the Lord. It said it would get darker, more lawless, more selfish, more divided. That men would love pleasure more than God. That right would be called wrong, and wrong would be celebrated as good. Look around. That's not theory anymore. That's reality. And here's the part that breaks my heart. The very generation prophesied to see all these signs. That generation is asleep, drowsy with distractions, sedated by screens, numb from noise. And yet, even in the midst of that slumber, God is still whispering, wake up. My return is near. You were never meant to live as if this life was all there is. You were never called to just survive 9 to 5 and scroll until you forget what your soul sounds like. You were created for eternity, for purpose, for war and worship and glory. The final trumpet is not a threat, it's a call. A call to get your house in order. A call to repent. A call to rise. Because when it sounds, there's no pause button. No extension, no time left to decide. The moment it blasts, the door shuts. And the ones who were watching, who were ready, will be caught up, while the rest are left to face the judgment they never believed would come. So I ask you, if that trumpet were to sound tonight, would it find you ready? Would it find you faithful? Or would it find you distracted, halfway between repentance and rebellion? You were born for this moment in history, not to fear the trumpet, but to hear it. And when it sounds, may it not be a warning to you, but your victory cry. Get ready, it's coming. Now, listen closely, because this is where many men are falling into a trap deeper than any physical battle. The trap of counterfeit masculinity. Society today has twisted what it means to be a man. It tells you to be either cold and aggressive or soft and passive. It says your worth is measured by how many you conquer, how much you consume, or how high you climb. But none of that fills the emptiness inside your soul. The world's version of masculinity is a mask, a mask hiding fear, insecurity, and disconnection. It promises power but delivers loneliness. It offers freedom but brings bondage to pride and lust. True masculinity, the kind that God calls you to, does not shout. It does not boast. It is strength under control. It is courage wrapped in humility. It is power submitted to purpose. Brothers, if you have been running after the shallow definitions, chasing pleasure, approval, or status, you are caught in a lie that will only leave you more lost. The men who will stand firm when the trumpet sounds are not those who follow the world's formula. They are the ones who have wrestled with their own weakness and come out stronger. They are the men who embrace vulnerability without shame. They lead not just with their fists, but with their hearts. You see, God's kingdom calls for kingdom men, men who fight the good fight, not for personal gain, but for something far greater. Men who protect the vulnerable, serve with honor, and love with fierce loyalty. Men who are willing to stand alone if they must, because their identity is rooted in God, not the fleeting applause of men. It's time to strip away the counterfeit and put on the armor of true masculinity. The kind that is ready for the coming storm. The kind that will rise and carry others through the darkness. If you've been confused about what it means to be a man, let this be your wake-up call. There is a higher standard, and it's waiting for you to step into it. We live in a world obsessed with the surface, obsessed with status, obsessed with the mask. You've heard it everywhere. Become high value. They tell you it's about money. It's about cars. It's about muscles. It's about status, appearance, image. But brother, hear me, it's a lie. Don't misunderstand me. Strength, success, ambition, those are good things. You were created to rise, to build, to lead. But here's the deception. They gave you the outer armor, but stripped you of the inner substance. They taught men to polish the outside, but neglected the inside. And so now we have a generation of men wearing designer clothes, but carrying empty souls. Men building muscles, but breaking down emotionally. Men stacking wealth, but bankrupt in their hearts. That's not high value. That's a high illusion. And the women you're trying to connect with, they see it. They feel it. They know when there's no foundation behind the front. You wonder why dating feels like a battlefield. Why relationships collapse under the weight of shallow attraction. Because the world told you to chase image, but never taught you how to carry presence. You were designed to be more than a checklist of status symbols. You were designed to be a man of depth, of integrity, of emotional strength rooted in truth. Real high value isn't measured by what's in your bank account. It's measured by what's in your heart. Your ability to lead with compassion. Your ability to stand in the storm and still speak peace. Your ability to connect, not through manipulation, but through authenticity. Listen to me. The enemy of your soul wants to keep you locked in a cycle of external striving and internal emptiness. He wants you so focused on chasing worth that you never realize you already have worth. The last sign, the shaking, the emptiness, it's exposing this lie. It's revealing that status without substance is just noise. And this generation, we don't need more noise. We need men who've awakened to their true value, rooted in who they are, not just what they show. Brother, it's time to stop performing and start transforming. The world doesn't need another shallow, high-value man. It needs you, whole, present, real. Stay with me, we're not done yet. There's a reason relationships feel impossible right now. A reason why love feels like it's slipping through your fingers. And brother, it's not just you. You're not broken beyond repair. But I'll tell you the truth, the heart of this generation's men has been fractured. See, the world taught us to put on the mask, to harden up, to close off, to never let them see you weak. But in doing that, they didn't just protect you from rejection, they locked you out of connection. So now we've got men walking through life with hearts wrapped in steel. You can't bleed, you can't break, but you also can't feel. And then you wonder, why does love feel so far away? Why do women seem distant, disconnected, like they're searching for something inside you that they can't find? The answer is simple, yet few speak it. You've been taught to be invincible, but love requires vulnerability. You've been told emotions are weakness, but love is impossible without them. You've been told connection is found in the game, the technique, the bravado, but real connection only happens when your heart shows up. Brother, I'll tell you plain, the broken masculine heart isn't your fault, but healing it is your responsibility. You can't offer a woman presence if you've abandoned your own soul. You can't expect deep love if you've buried your true self beneath layers of performance. You can't crave her trust if you've walled off your own heart. That emptiness you feel, that frustration in dating, it's not because you lack worth. It's because you've been disconnected from yourself, from your creator, from your true design. And hear me, women weren't created to complete you. They were created to connect with the real you. But how can they connect if the real you never shows up? This is the last sign, brother. The realization that love is impossible without awakening. It starts with coming home to yourself, to God, to the depths you've been avoiding. Stop chasing love while running from your own heart. Stop building walls and wondering why you're alone behind them. It's time to feel again, to lead with your whole self, to risk connection over comfort. The world's been feeding you lies. This is your call to truth. Stay with me, your breakthrough is coming. There's something they never told you, that the pain you've been carrying, the frustration, the heartbreak, the loneliness, it's not here to destroy you, it's here to reveal you. Brother, you are the missing piece. You've walked through the shadows, the doubts, the disappointments, and maybe along the way, the world convinced you that you don't matter, that your presence doesn't shift anything, that your life is just another name, another face lost in the crowd. But I'm here to tell you, that's the greatest lie of all. Listen, your pain has been preparing you. The nights you couldn't sleep, the relationships that fell apart, the moments you stared at your reflection and wondered if you're enough. It wasn't punishment. It was prophecy. The prophecy that your life was never random. You were designed intentionally, purposefully, for such a time as this. Look around, this generation is fractured. Men wandering without direction. Love collapsing under shallow connection. Purpose buried beneath addiction, distraction, numbness. And yet, you're still here. Breathing, questioning, seeking, because deep down, your soul knows. You're not meant to blend in. You're meant to rebuild what's been lost. Your pain, it's not a tomb, it's a womb. It's where the new version of you is being born. The struggle, the heartbreak, the unanswered prayers, they've carved out space in you, space for purpose, space for truth, space for awakening. Don't believe for a second that your battle has been wasted. Every scar is a map. Every failure is a lesson. Every tear is a seed being planted. And when the time is right, those seeds produce strength, wisdom, compassion. The things this world desperately needs. You are the missing piece in your family. You are the missing piece in your relationships. You are the missing piece in your community, your generation, your destiny. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to awaken, to rise, to step into who you were always meant to be. The world doesn't need another copy of the broken system. The world needs a man awakened by his pain, refined by his fire, ready to lead love and live with truth. And that man is you. Stay with me, your awakening is already in motion. There comes a moment when the waiting ends, when the excuses fall silent, when the questions stop circling, and all that's left is a choice. Brother, that moment is now. You've been feeling it. The ache, the emptiness, the pull for something more. The relationships that didn't work. The late night staring at the ceiling, wondering what your life is really about. The way every temporary fix left you emptier than before. That's the shaking. The same way the earth groans before the storm, your soul has been groaning for awakening. I told you, the last sign isn't just in the world. The wars, the confusion, the fear, that's all happening out there. But the greatest sign is happening inside you. The rapture isn't only about an end-time event. It's a spiritual awakening happening now. It's when everything false is stripped away and you finally stand face to face with your calling. This generation's been taught to numb out, to swipe away their destiny, to drown purpose in distractions. But you've been chosen to feel the discomfort. You've been marked to awaken. You've been called not to drift, but to rise. The world says, wait, but God says now. The world says, blend in, but your soul cries, stand apart. The world says, protect yourself, but your purpose says, show up fully. Hear me, no one's coming to awaken you. It's not in the next achievement, not in the next relationship, not in the next dollar. The awakening starts with you. You're not random. You're not broken beyond repair. You are the missing link, the piece of this generation's healing, the leader your circle's been waiting for, the foundation of real connection, real love, real strength. But you must choose to stop waiting for life to shift and become the shift, to stop waiting for love to appear and become the man who attracts it through truth, to stop performing for worth and walk boldly knowing you were created worthy. This is your rapture, the rising of your true self, the death of distraction, the resurrection of your purpose. Brother, the last sign has appeared, and it's reflected in your own eyes. Look close, it's time to awaken. The world's waiting for you. Brother, if this spoke to you, if something inside you stirred, if you felt that ache, that pull, don't stay silent. You're not alone in this. There are thousands of men, young warriors, walking through the same storm, carrying the same questions, aching for the same awakening. And maybe your voice, your comment, your courage to share is the very spark someone else needs to take that first step. So if this resonated, like the video, not because of algorithms, but because it helps this message find the men who are still wandering, comment below. Tell me where you are on this journey. Be real, raw, honest. You've stayed hidden long enough. Share this with a brother who's drifting, a friend who's stuck, someone you know feels lost, but never says it out loud. And if you're ready to walk this road together, to rise up, to awaken, subscribe. This isn't just another channel, this is a movement of men remembering who they are. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are the missing piece, and your time is now. Stay strong. Stay present. Stay awake. We're just getting started.